Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the next session on how to commit the changes under enhancement. So in this part 2, I'm going to talk about the practical demo. Under part 1, we have seen that, let me show you the part 1. This was the part 1. In this part 1, we have discussed the theoretical part. We understood why we are not supposed to write the commit work inside any enhancement. We understood that it should not be written because if you write the commit work over here, it will just update the update fm1 and update fm2 related tables, whatever the code we have written over there. And in case if you get your program fails over here in the validation 3 and validation or maybe validation 4, further steps will not be executed, and that's how the data in the table will be inconsistent, because only the data in the update fm1 and update fm2, whatever it was written, was updated, not update fm3 or update fm4, because it got encountered somewhere error while performing the validation 3 or validation 4. That's why in between we don't write the commit work. In detail, we have understood this part under the part 1 of this series. So in practical now, let's try to understand how uh, to, like, if we have to do the commit work inside the enhancement, what is the way, right? How we can achieve so. So I'm going to take the transaction mm01, and we are going to take enhancement body material underscore od. This is a body. This body gets called after one update function module call. So like if you are going to write the commit work inside this, then that update function module will be triggered, and whatever the data it is supposed to save, it will save without having the further validation. All right. So now if you want to perform the commit work, then how to do? But let's try to understand this problem scenario once again over here in practical, and then I will discuss about the way, the solution. Okay. So this is the table, custom table. In this custom table, we have some dummy field over here, some field I have just put it, and we want to populate this field and save the field in that enhancement itself, in this body implementation itself. Okay. So let's go to the, you know, let's go to the system and try to understand how to achieve this. So this is the table, right? In this table currently, if you see that there are some 10 entries we are having at this moment. So what I will do, I will remove all these entries just to show you. Okay. So let's go and remove the entry from this table. gd-edit and gd-sap edit. Put both the value as x and then press F8. Select all these, click on this button, click on this save, and we got it saved now. Fine. So this is now done. Okay. Refresh it. You are not able to see any entry over there. That's completely fine. Now we have this body. This body gets called when we use the transaction mm01 and give the data and click on the save button. I mean, that means while creation of material and saving the data, this body gets called. So for this body already I have created one implementation over here at last, zic underscore impl. This is the implementation I have just created before this session so that I can save some time and I can show you to the point. I believe you already know how to create the implementation of the body. Go to the implementing class. This is the class which we have created. Under this class, you know, uh, one method is there, get other material data build, right? In this method, what I want to do, I want to write some piece of code over here. Okay. So let's create the work area. Let's define this work area. And in this work area, Matner, we can populate from this particular structure. This particular structure is having a field called Matner. I've checked already in debugger. So that value is coming. This is just a dummy requirement. Don't relate with any functional requirement. Mostly focus over here on the technical part, how to achieve the commit work inside this enhancement. And here the changed by maybe or created by anything. I have given the field changed by, so I'm using over here and Sayunem. And then modify this table from this work area. And what we want to do that, we want to write over here the commit work because I want to save the data into this table because we want to use this table data in further steps, right? In further codes. That's why we want to make sure that data is going to be saved over here and we are trying to write the commit work, right? We are not supposed to write the commit work over here. Why? Because it will disturb the LOW. Let me show you in practical as well so that you will be having the very good understanding. Okay. At this moment, I'm just going to comment this commit work. Okay. Just save this, activate this, and I will show you some basic stuff related with this so that it will be easy for you to understand what I am trying to explain. Okay. So got activated and let me activate the complete class. System is a bit slow. Please bear with me. I'm just activating this complete class in order to make sure that everything goes fine. And it got activated properly. Now, see, in this table, there is no entry at this moment. Fine. Now let's go and open another session for material creation, MM01. Press enter, press enter. We are trying to create the material, just putting some data over here. See, note that over here that this is the material number. Material group I'm passing, these are the mandatory fields which we are supposed to pass. So this is the material number. This I'm trying to, create this material. Now, give this valuation class and I'm trying to save the data now. Okay. Make sure that your update function module is enabled, means update debugging is enabled, so that you will be able to see the data in the update queue. And now also what I will suggest you to put the dynamic breakpoint on this ABAP command called function in ABAP task, so that you will be able to understand, you know, how the system, means how many update function module is going to get triggered, right? And maybe uh, let me try to put the breakpoint. Also, I just missed to put the breakpoint. I'm not sure it will stop or not because session is already loaded, but let's see. Okay, so press F8. Okay, press F8. One update function module got trigger, right? Press F8. You can see that this is another update function module, material update DB, right? Then this is the third update function module, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? These are the update function module, call function module in the update task. This update function module will be executed when the explicit commit work will be executed, right? So let's put the breakpoint on this commit work as well, so that I will show you that it will encounter a commit work and then it will execute the update FM. Okay, so these are all update function modules. See, and now the commit work at the end of the program, this is at the end of the program. Commit work is going to get executed. Okay, once this commit work will be executed, your update queue will be populated and one by one update function module will be executed. Okay, so just you press F6 over here, and because I have enabled this update debugging, so what will happen that just press F6 and you will see that your update got triggered, right? This was the first update function module and this got triggered. All the update function module you can see over here in the SM13. Just execute, double click over here and see there are total 14 update function module is there inside the queue, and now one by one it's going to get executed. Still we are able to see it over here because we are here in the debugger mode, right? It's here waiting, right? Why? Because I have enabled this update debugging, right? So the enhancement which I have just shown you, that will get triggered after first and second update function module. That means after this and before 3. So here our enhancement and commit work. If you are going to write commit work over there, that means only the data whatever is here and whatever is here, these data related with this update FM will be saved. All these will not be saved. In our case, like if I'm going to write the commit work over there directly, if I directly write the commit work over here, that problem will occur. I will show you here in practical so that you will be having the good understanding. Okay, fine. So now I'm just going to press F8 and all these update modules will be gone from here. If you just refresh it, let's just go back and you refresh and you can see that there is nothing pending over here because everything got executed. Okay, now I'm going to enable this commit work over here. Save this one and click on this activate button. Okay, and let me put the breakpoint once again and go to mm01. Okay, so session 5 is still there. So here actually now you can see that the update got triggered over there, everything got finished, and now the further execution, independent execution done. All right, let's try to create one more uh, you know material. So I'm going to reload so that it will stop at that particular point where the breakpoint has been set, right? Because it will reload everything. Last time, if you remember, it didn't stop at that particular point because my session was already loaded. This time it will stop there as well. Okay, so click on this. You can see that because the here you can see that the modify statement is going to get triggered. It's getting called over here, and the commit work statement, here we have written this commit work statement, right? So when you run this commit work statement, make sure that we have this update module got triggered. And press F6, you will see that update function module. If some update will be there, let me close the session. So it looked like at this moment there is no update function. That's fine. I will show you. You will be able to get some points where it will create the inconsistency. At this moment it's fine because you can see that there is no update FM in the update queue. Okay, /o SM13. Once again, let's go and check it out. See here, there is nothing, right? And in this table, you will be having some entry, right? Because in the last transaction, we got it executed. So just to remove this one, just save this, save it. Fine. Now, you might be thinking from where this entry got, because last time, at the end of means when the commit work was executed, at that time entry got inserted over there, and in that table at some another body and all, some entries are getting inserted, some one or two places already codes are written to insert the code in that table. That's why 2 or 3 entries you were able to see. So nothing to worry. Now I have deleted all the entries. Like if you see that there is no entry in this table, right? Fine, till now it's clear, right? So come here and press enter once again. So every time you can see that it's coming over here, and right when it will go, it will go and update the table, right? It's coming over here every time, right? So but at this moment there is no problem. I will show you when the problem will come. Okay, now press enter again, press F8, press enter again, press F8. See, every time that commit work is getting executed, just assume that if before that some update function module were written, all would have got updated without waiting for further validation. So how dangerous to write the commit work over there, right? So here, just come here now, press F8 and so /h, save this, and again put that dynamic breakpoint on call function in update task. Now press F8. You can see that here one update function module is getting triggered, right? This is though the custom update function module, but someone has written, and it will be getting triggered. And this update function module is also updating the same table, inserting the same table. That's why you can see that dummy and dummy is getting created. And if you go inside this function module, I have seen over there, this is also having the code to insert the data into this table only. That's why you were able to see the data in that table. But anyway, one update function module got triggered over here, and now you can see that this is the another update function module which is getting triggered, right? This is the third function module which is getting triggered. This is fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, right? 8th, 9th, right? 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, right? It's getting triggered basically. So now if you just go and check it in the SM13, right? One entry is here. Double click over here and all this, right? And now if you press F8, everything will be gone. So why actually I'm trying to show you all these things, that when you when the system encounter the commit work, it goes and updates the stuff, right? It goes and update the stuffs. So now, like if you see here where we have written the code, basically, let me close this and come here. Here we are writing the commit work. You would have realized that at so many places, at so many times, this commit work has come into the picture, right? You just assume that before triggering this one, some update function module got triggered, then it will update without checking the further validation. That's why we are not supposed to write. But in case if you have to write, then what you will have to do, that you have to create, one RFC function module. Okay. So let's quickly go and create one RFC function module. Z IC update, you know, uh, tab, something like that. I'm just creating one RFC function module, and maybe we can use some function group. And here, this data will have to get it, inside. So I'm just going to give the name something like this, and this is the importing parameter. Associated type is ZIC underscore material. Type and press enter. It's already here. We are writing under the import parameter, so type is fine. And now it looks fine. Go into the source code, and this particular modify statement, instead of here, you have to put it here. And it's the, IMZIC underscore material. So this you will have to put this one. Now the commit work which you are writing it over here, you don't have to write here. In fact, you have to write here. So what it will do, that basically, you and now you have to call that function module. Okay. In another internal session, when you open this function module in another internal session, make sure that it should be RFC function module. So select this one, and this will pass by value then, and now other thing is fine. Check this and activate this one. Okay. So when it is RFC function module, the parameter must be passed by value. Only import parameters, so only import parameter I'm marking. All the parameters should be passed by value, but in another parameter we don't have any value, so I'm not bothering about, right? So it should be a RFC function module, and here you will have to write the destination none. Okay. So this destination none, what it will do, that this will call this function module in another internal session. And when in another internal session you are going to write this commit work statement, it will just save the data in this table, and it will not have the impact on another, you know it will not be having the impact on another, update function module. Like it will not go and execute the existing update function module, because it will not be having any impact on original SAP LUW. So now onwards, whenever you have to update a custom table, then and there, you know, don't directly write the commit work over here, because that can severely impact the data. You can have the data inconsistency, and also, like if your reviewer or your team lead is going to review your code, he will reject your code saying that you're writing the commit work inside the enhancement. So don't put directly the commit work like this. Create a RFC function module. Inside that RFC function module, update your custom table and then write the commit work. Okay, and call that RFC function module using destination none, so that that will be opened in internal session, another internal session, and when you write the commit work over there, it will not be having impact on original SAP.lu, and it will not update the data inconsistently. Okay, so this is how you have to do. So here, like if you see, just save this one, check this and activate this one, activate this. Okay, just activate this one. And now, like if you see here, okay, fine. So now you got like if you have to write the commit work inside the enhancement, how you can write. But one thing here, I was not able to show you, right, that exact scenario, like if already some update fm got triggered, right, and if you are going to write in between this commit work, how it will be having impact, because this case is not exactly the same case, right? But make sure whenever you have to do any enhancement, and if you have to update some table, and if you have to write the commit work over there, you should use this approach. It will help you to maintain the integrity at the data level. Now, probably we can use this particular method for the same purpose. So what I will do that, I will write that piece of code, you know, just assume that instead of this particular place, you know, you have to write the code in that particular, method. Just assume, because if I remember correctly, you know, that method is getting called somewhere after calling some update FM. That's why I'm choosing that FM just to showcase the scenario where this will be beneficial to write the code following this approach. Okay, so here I think it looks fine. It should not give any syntax error or something like that. Just check it once again. Some full stop was missing. Activate this and it will get activated now. Fine. Now let's go and try to create one more material. Okay, so I'm going to create one more material over here. Press F8, click on this OK button. OK, and press F8. Just give this base unit of material group is this one. Press enter, press F8, and here, like I'll just make sure that I have put the dynamic breakpoint on this call function in update task. See, call function in update task or call function in background task, both is being used to maintain the SAP LUW, like update FM or TRFC, right here, or maybe perform some form on commit work. So these are some techniques which is used to maintain the SAP LUW. So anything can come in between. Okay, so press F8, give this valuation class, and fine, click on this save button now. Here now you can observe. Okay, here now you can observe, and the place where we have written the code, this is right. So, but the thing is that I have not loaded the session, so I'm not sure whether it's going to get execute, means it's going to get a stop at that moment. Okay, and one more thing here in this method, right? There is some another body implementation where the same code is written. So what I will do that, I'll just comment that part so that you know it will not create any confusion. So I have commented that part, activate this. So if you see that in this method, we are calling one update function module, which is updating as a material dummy and changed by as a dummy, So this is getting called in update task. Okay. This is under an enhancement. Now, now let's go and create this material from fresh so that it will go and execute that, you know, uh, stuff. So see, it's getting stopped on all because, so what I will do that, close this one, close this, and fine. This is also okay. Close this one. So all the unnecessary session I have closed. Go to mm01, press enter, and give this value over here, this material group, evaluation class, yes. So it's calling this material prepare posting OD, right? And now it's fine. Okay, fine. So now my data looks good, and now I will be able to show you what actually I'm willing to show. Come over here, slash so mm01 once again, and press enter, 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 give some description, material group, press enter, and just put the dynamic breakpoint over here. Yeah, and one more breakpoint on this commit work. If it, so see here, now this is one update if him gets triggered, right? Press F8 once again. And here, like if you just, observe, material prepare posting OD is getting triggered. Now assume that if you would have written the commit work over here, what would have happened directly if you would have written the commit work? So the one update if him encountered just before this, that would have executed and your data would have been inconsistent, right? Hope you are getting the point, right? But if you are going to write in this way, right? This got called, this got called, and inside this you have the commit work, right? Again, I'm going to show you. Even if you're going to call it twice also, there is no problem. Press F5 and see here, it's going to click on this commit work, but it will not trigger the update. It will not trigger the update because this is there in the different implicit, session, different internal session, in fact. So it will not trigger the update, and it will consistent. It will be having the consistency in your database. It will not disturb the SAP LUW, original SAP LUW. So this is what I wanted to show you basically, right? And now see, another update task, everything is going to get triggered, and at last the commit work. Now see, the commit work got triggered now, and now it's working as fine as expected. So hope you were able to learn some good technique, how to, you know, write the commit work using the destination none in the another internal session, right? You have to make sure that you write the code inside the RFC function module and call that RFC function module under the destination none, right? If you find it useful, just type useful and stay tuned with me for another interesting concept like this. For then, bye bye, take care.